This is the Popular Apocrypha Podcast, Episode 17, Professor Oak and Ash's Mom, for February 12th, 2018. Welcome to the Popular Apocrypha Podcast, where Love Disc is in the air on this special Valentine's Day episode. Today, let's take a jump luff down to Pallet Town, where two lovely people may just have what it takes to tie that destiny knot. Meet Delia Ketchum, single mom and homemaker extraordinaire. Her hobbies include cooking, sunbathing, and being overprotective of her only son, Ash. She would love nothing better than to find someone to share her life with, besides her Mr. Mime, of course. Now meet Samuel Oak, a world-renowned Pokémon professor. He spends his days researching the habits and activities of Pokémon, as well as sharing poetry to his adoring fans. He would love to find that special someone to bring meaning to his studies. These two may already be close friends, but is there a potential for something a little more? Will Delia's cute charm be enough to attract Samuel? Will Samuel finally find his Pokédoll? Will these two leave the gloom of their past lives behind to look for something superior, something electric, something permanent? Maybe even hear the jingling of those wedding bells? Cricket, tune in to the Popular Apocrypha Podcast special episode, Immobilized by Love. And I hope you're not Bulbasaur of all those Pokemon puns. So hello, everybody.
So I hate my life now.
I got a couple of those.
Tyler, how many of those did you get? Okay, there you go. What?
Sorry.
People are looking at each other.
Riley said that he's Bulbasaur.
Oh, are you Bulbasaur or are you Venusaur?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't know either.
The way that you raised one eyebrow when you said Venusaur.
Venusaur.
I'm just sore.
Of what? Do you want to share what you did with the listeners right before we started?
What did I do? Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot so quickly. Logan brought all of these knockoff Pokemon characters. They're just small little, guys. And he asked us to pick our starter. So I went to grab for the only legendary I could see, which is Zapdos. And it's really sharp on the wings, and I stabbed myself in the finger.
Like, actually stabbed, like blood.
Bled.
Yeah, like, actually started bleeding.
Yeah, so that's how my day is going.
Classic.
So that's how this podcast is starting.
Yeah, stabbed myself on a character designed for children, 5 and up?
I mean, you are up. You are over 5 years old.
You are up.
And
I mean, imagine if you had tried to put that in your mouth.
You don't have to imagine. You could just do it. I'm not saying you should, but...
Is that a dare?
Is that a challenge, I hear? So how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Yeah, doing really good.
Doing good.
Yeah,
Life
I
is
stabbed
good.
myself.
It's really good.
Really good.
Now I feel something.
Yeah. Having a good day. I'm having a really good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good to see my friends again.
Yeah.
Good to be Valentine's edition, Valentine's week.
Yeah.
Feeling the love.
Feeling the love in the air tonight.
I'm excited to learn a little bit more about Pokemon. Because I know Logan's hosting this episode, and he asked us on a scale of 1 to 10 where exactly we were in our Pokemon knowledge.
What did you say?
Like a 6.
I said 1. I think maybe I'm a 2 because I do actually recognize a few of their names, but that's about it.
Yeah, I did bring like my little Pokemon Deluxe handbook here, and he did recognize some of them in there.
I do know some of the names.
I was impressed.
I know Magikarp is a piece of shit.
Yep.
That's
Until
about
it
all I know.
evolves. What level does it evolve?
I'm telling you guys.
Level 20.
I wouldn't know that.
Need to believe. Splash just needs to do damage one time. And he's proven
It never
himself.
does damage, but...
Have you seen it do damage yet?
But...
Do you believe?
Z-Splash in Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Z-Splash, when it uses a Z move, it raises its attack power 3 levels.
So listeners, here's how this is going to work. You and I are on a journey together.
Debatable.
Because...
Depends on who's listening.
Exactly.
I have no idea what's going on, and there are 2 camps of you. One camp is with me. They don't know what's happening, and we're all along for the ride. And the other camp of you needs to help me out here and really help me figure out what the crap they're talking about. Because I have no idea.
So...
What is Splash? Is that its ability?
It's
an attack.
It's
What
an
does it
attack that does nothing.
Yeah.
It
does
literally
literally
says
nothing?
Magikarp used Splash, but nothing happened, and then the enemy takes their turn.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's the only move it learns until level 15.
Wow. How does it level up then?
You use an experience share.
Yeah, or you can have it in battle and then switch it out real quick to another Pokemon before the opponent attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's rough.
Or you could play how I play, and I have Pokemon in my party just to say I have a full Pokemon thing, but I use my starter in every battle and get them up to level 120.
Wait, level 100 is the max.
Was it?
Yeah, it's always been the max.
Oh dear lord. They're about to fight.
Well, I've gotten them
That's
real
Flash.
close. Man. Maybe like 99 then.
Okay.
Yeah, and he would just... I would rely on him to get me through the Elite Four.
I mean, I did that in Leaf Green in my first game as well.
Based on what you've described Magikarp as being, completely useless, if I was a Pokemon, yeah.
Wow.
At level 30, you can learn Flail, which, if you have low HP, it does massive damage.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so when you're 30 years old,
Not there yet.
If you're really hurting.
you can just flail.
Yep.
That sounds appropriate.
Thankfully today we're doing 2 characters that are human. Mm-hmm. So at the very basic level, you don't necessarily need to know a lot of knowledge about Pokemon. You just need to know about the human condition and in the words of Forrest Gump, partially paraphrased, you don't have to be a smart man to know what love is. So,
Because it's
that's kind
Valentine's
of the theme for this episode is to discuss the relationship between Delia Ketchum, who is the protagonist's mom in Pokemon, and Professor Oak, who kind of serves as the protagonist's mentor. And those are the only 2 characters who are from the main character's hometown who actually have names. So, yeah. So there we go.
Convenient.
And a lot of people ship them together, so that's why we're doing this here. And it was also suggested by a fan. So
Yeah.
thank you.
We take those seriously. You send us suggestions, we'll probably do them.
And
at
it was
least sooner or later.
Good idea for Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Very good idea.
Yep.
So, I know you're going to probably go into this more, but help guide me and Tyler on the path. What are we improving?
I don't know.
Too perfect.
So the thing is, I have some discussion questions on here, and I was thinking we could discuss them both as characters, but also if we examine, and this is kind of getting meta, their relationship as a character. If we discussed what kind of relationship we want them to have.
Like the horror movie episode ended up being a horror movie improvement.
Kinda, yeah. What's the extent of their relationship we want them to have?
Interesting.
Do they get together when they're drunk? Are they just hiding a relationship? Do they have a relationship? It's just not shown in the show? I don't know. Before we get to that, though, today's episode is brought to you by Audible, an award-winning audiobook service with over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. You can get a free audiobook and 30-day free trial by going to audibletrial.com/popapoc. That's POPAPOC. I'll get into that a little bit later. What the heck happened to you?
Sorry.
Did you poke yourself in the eye?
No.
Did you?
I pulled my glasses down, and I'm pretty sure Sorry, it's gross, but I think I broke a zit or something. It really hurts. Really hurts. I'm in pain.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Love is pain.
Back to that.
Don't tell my wife. She's in the other room.
I can probably hear you.
That she probably can. Ow. I'm bleeding everywhere. My finger, my nose. I went and did this.
Oh.
And it So what this was, listeners, was pull my glasses down and did the whole
and drag
look over
the
the top of
pads.
your glasses thing, and you drag the pads down your nose of your and I'm pretty sure it ripped something. Anyway, continue. I'm so sorry.
Ugh, that makes me cringe.
Yeah, it makes
but
my eyes water.
No, it doesn't make you cringe?
What?
Audible.
I just said the ad read. That would have been a good segue beforehand.
I know, right?
But
I'm just a little bit too slow. Not there today, I guess.
So I would like to get started with a game, and that's why I asked your guys' knowledge of Pokemon, because I found out a game that relates to Valentine's Day and also relates to Pokemon that doesn't necessarily need your knowledge of Pokemon.
Oh, I'm so ready. Okay.
So,
Cool.
What I have here...
Oh, wow. You came
whoa.
prepared.
I know, right? I've been working on this like all week.
Did you hear that, guys? It's a
Yeah.
Ziploc bag opening.
That was
Yeah.
a Ziploc bag. Oh, those are pieces of paper.
Paper's being shuffled in a hat.
Yep, I have some pieces of paper and a hat here. And so I call this game, I have like 3 different names for this game, possibly. The Love Disc Connection, Beauty Fly and the Beast, or Kiss from a Rose Raid.
Ooh, I like that one.
What's a rose raid?
It's a Pokemon. Can look it up. I have a book right here.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
Let me describe it in exquisite detail.
It's green, it looks like a plant. It has 2 hands. One is red, one is blue.
Fuck me.
It
Oh, wait. No, I know what this
A
is.
Roselia?
Yeah. Looks like a... Yeah. I want that one.
looks like a flower. It looks like a tulip almost.
Yeah, they look like roses on its hands. Yep.
Yep. Okay, I want that one.
Yep.
You want it?
Yeah, it's cute.
Okay. So this is basically like a dating game, right?
Okay.
First of all, assume for the moment, assume in a hypothetical situation that you're still going out on dates. There you go.
Yeah,
Why?
because once
game.
you're married, you
This
never
is
go out
game.
on dates anymore.
Because I knew one of you would get held up on that, so I'm gonna be.
I mean, he's
bring
not
that up
wrong.
now.
I would have said something.
So each contestant on this game, and I'm gonna include myself on this as well,
Obviously.
has to choose between 2 eligible bachelorettes to go out on a date with.
Okay.
But the only insight into their looks or personality are the 2 Pokédex entries that you have to pull out of a hat.
This is a good game.
And if you don't know what a Pokédex entry is, the Pokédex is basically an encyclopedia on Pokemon that you get in the game. In this book I have right here, it describes them as well. It gives them their like weight, their height, their footprints, and it also gives like a 1 to 2 sentence description of either what they look like or how they act. And so I've assembled a bunch of them in this hat here, and you have to pull out 2 of them. And the person you go out on a date with, that's the only insight into who they are.
When I go out on a date, one of the first things I care about is the footprints of the people I'm going out on a date
Oh, of
with.
course.
I want to be able to track them.
Yeah.
It's so creepy. Cringe.
So you're gonna pull 2 things out of a hat.
So a slip
and-
of paper has
Yep.
2 people.
No, each slip of paper has 1 Pokédex entry on
Okay.
it. So you're gonna pull out 2, and
Pull
you're
out
gonna
2.
choose
Gotcha.
between them.
Do we go around, pull out 1, don't look at it, go around again, pull out 1, then look at them? What do we do?
Actually, I would say that since we have 3 people here, for whoever is the current contestant, the other 2 pull out
Ooh, I like that.
2
I
of
like
them,
that.
and then the person has to describe like why they would choose the one they would choose.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So we both.
So
pull.
yeah, we
Okay.
both pull one. Okay. So
Right, you go ahead and read first. Logan.
and also for us, I also have the Pokemon it came from in parentheses, but you don't have to read that.
Oh,
That's
yes,
just for,
I do see that.
That's just for mine. Okay. So are you ready, Riley? Tyler, you go ahead and go first.
Okay.
So potential date number 1.
Potential date number 1. Oh wait, I'm going to read it in first person, as if I'm like it's like a dating show.
Oh,
so
okay.
like I'm the person
You
that
can.
it would be. I live in shallow waters, and I can grow back any body part that is ripped off.
Oh, kinky.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Bachelorette number 2. I appear in a swarm. I fly at violent speeds, all the while stabbing with a toxic stinger on my rear.
I mean, you can't get better than that, can you?
I want the body part regrowth.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So
It's
you're
like-
do we announce who they're going on a date with?
You can if you want to. Is what's the reasoning there?
Yeah.
Is there?
I don't
mean,
want to get stung.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good one.
But is there a reason for this one? For me?
The body part regrowth?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of pulling off their arms or something?
No. I think from a completely logical perspective, they can walk into things first. And if something bad happens, they don't
So
suffer.
they're not just a date; they're your bodyguard.
Yes.
Okay.
Entirely.
I see. So
Yeah.
they're like pretty much invincible.
Yeah.
So you're going on a date with me, and my name is Gastrodon.
Oh, that's Gastrodon?
Gastrodon.
Okay, hold on. Let me look that up so I can show that to you.
Gastrodon.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have no idea what that looks like.
Yeah.
People look up Gastrodon.
That's Gastrodon.
Oh! Slimy.
That is slimy AF.
Yep. It's like supposed to be like a sea snail or
Okay,
something.
okay, I'll go next.
Okay, Tyler's turn next.
Yep.
Okay. You go ahead and read yours, Riley. While I'm picking mine.
Riley is.
So first person, right?
Yeah, that's how I read it.
Yeah. I'm so round because I store seawater inside my body. I can use this water to inflate myself for higher bounces or shoot the water from my nostrils.
Okay.
Okay. Contestant number 2. I freely control 3 small units called mini noses using magnetic force.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
That's it.
Okay.
All I'm saying, Tyler, is higher bounces.
I've got to go with Riley. Not because of how he read it, although it was very sultry. I've got to go for those water jets out of the nose. Actually,
Yeah.
that sounds enticing. You know,
Tyler, you're going on a date with Whalmer.
Whalmer. Okay, I gotta
Yeah,
look that up.
look that up.
Whalmer.
Whalmer.
Okay.
Okay, my turn now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, people can feel free to look these up in their spare time.
Oh, that is amazing.
I know, right?
Wow.
That smile.
Hi.
That is how it would sound in my head.
All right,
Okay.
Tyler, you read yours first.
Yeah, I'll read first.
Okay, I'm ready.
I shout at such a volume that I temporarily deafen myself. The sound waves that I produce can knock down a wooden house.
Number 2.
If your shadow suddenly walks away, it might be me stalking you through the darkness.
So do you want a stalker, or do you want a really loud person that deafens themselves?
I mean, a stalker would care about me enough to protect. I mean, I don't like being deafened, right? So yeah, I'd have to go with the stalker. I'd have to go with Gengar.
Who's Logan going on a date
Yeah,
on?
you got it.
I mean, I wrote all these down.
Yeah.
All right, are we going again?
The creep. Yeah.
One more? Okay.
As many times as you want to.
Okay, cool. This is fun. This is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't test your knowledge at all. So.
No, it doesn't. I
Okay,
appreciate
so
that.
it's Riley's turn again.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it is. All right.
I'm ready.
Okay, Riley.
All right.
Number 1. My body is covered by stiff, needle-like scales. If I become excited, the needles bristle outward.
All right.
Okay. I like to lurk in the dark and tap shoulders with a gaseous hand. My touch causes endless suffering.
Ooh,
Hashtag same.
gotta go with the prickly needle body.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
beat that. When they get excited, I mean, just doesn't beat that.
Yeah.
All right.
That one's Nido Queen, by the way.
I'm next, so you
yeah.
can both draw.
I shape an invisible wall in midair by minutely vibrating my fingertips to stop molecules in the air vibrating.
Right? I get it.
To avoid being attacked, I do nothing but mimic a tree. I hate water and flee from rain.
Are you pseudo-Wudo?
I've got to go with the vibrating. I mean, that's just. It's
Congratulations! You're going on a date with Ash's real dad. Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Even I get that because you guys have talked about it enough.
Yep.
All right, Riley. Drawing for Logan.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready. We're gonna go on a perfect date.
Go ahead.
I don't always smell terrible. When I feel safe and relaxed, my aroma fades. However, my nectar usually... However, my nectar usually carries an awful stench.
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 A stench.
I burrow through the ground at a speed of 50 miles per hour while feeding on large boulders. That's it.
I mean, I feel like that'd be good for gardening. So yeah, I'd have to go with that one.
You don't want that nasty
That aroma?
stench.
That awful
I want
stench.
that aroma.
I mean, I want to have dinner parties. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Onyx.
Okay, Logan. Is this the last round?
Sure, we guess we get the last round. Okay, this is for Riley.
Yep, we're drawn for Riley.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
Riley.
is fun.
You go ahead, Logan.
I love this one so much. I flash my fingers in 3 different colors to communicate. But the patterns are not yet understood.
They're not red, yellow, and green.
With my
Stop, maybe, and go.
with my psychic power, I can take control of an opponent's mind.
Ooh. All right.
I don't know. I'm pretty great right here. Ready? When I get angry, the volcanic humps on my back tend to erupt.
Ooh.
The magma that
Smegma?
sprays out is superheated and very dangerous.
I need 3 color communications. It's an Arab mystery.
Okay.
What is that one?
That'd be Behem.
Okay.
It's a random 5th generation one. Here, let me show you.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Go ahead and draw while you're looking it up.
It's supposed to be an alien. That one right there.
Oh,
The one on the left?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Yo, it is red, yellow, and
Yeah, see?
green. Aha.
They're not
Ready, set,
understood.
go.
Ready, set, go.
At least you'll know
Okay.
when consent is being given.
What? Green, 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 green. Yellow, yellow, green, green. Yellow means slower.
Oh, God. Okay, Riley.
In autumn, my body becomes more fatty. In preparing to propose to you, my mate, I take on beautiful colors.
Okay, that's pretty tempting.
Okay. The flames I breathe when angry contain toxins.
You can't make that sound sexy.
You really can't.
If I cause a burn, it will hurt forever.
Also, my wife. I'm going to.
I'm gonna need a Rostberry for that one.
Yeah, I'm
joke.
going with Riley's. I need that
It was Sea King.
fattiness.
That's right. It was Seeking. No, this is for me. Remember?
Yeah, so I need.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay. My last. Turn.
This is the last one.
Okay, I'm ready. Ready for my perfect
No,
date.
you go first.
Okay. I live deep in a cave where I use my sharp claws to dig up rocks for food. Minerals from these rocks then become part of my gemstone eyes and the crystals on my body.
I feel like that'd be good for gardening again.
He likes his gardening, I
Maybe.
guess.
I produce more than 5 gallons of milk every day.
Forgot I put this one in there.
My milk has a sweet. Stop! I can't do this. Breathe. Breathe. I produce more than 5 gallons of milk every day. My milk has a sweet flavor that people of all ages enjoy.
Oh, God.
Marry me. I want to take you home. I want to give you everything
Wait,
I
who
have.
was that? I don't know.
Milk
That was
tank.
Miltank. That was the other Pokemon.
I don't even remember which
Literally.
one it is.
It's a cow.
I'm looking it up.
I love that. Where is it? That you. It was.
Oh, that one. Yep.
That was the only Pokédex entry I could find that also had an exclamation point in it. It's like they produce more than 5 gallons of milk every day.
Every day.
Day.
I love that one. So anyway,
Is it special ability just exuding milk all over people?
it does have a move called Milk Drink, which makes it restore health. So I just imagine it
bet it
taking like
does.
one of its
it just
udders.
bends over.
I bet it does.
And the other trainer just starts throwing up because it really can't.
That was a good game.
So
That was
anyway,
Good game.
I hope your dates are as hot as they sounded.
Yeah, they're gonna be milky.
For
Milky
Logan,
smooth.
it
Yeah,
is.
for Logan.
Yeah.
For Logan, it'll be a real milky.
Mine are apparently
Delicious.
prickly. And,
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even remember what mine are. Fatty. I remember
Yeah,
one
that's
of them
right.
was
Ooh,
fatty.
yeah.
In autumn.
In autumn.
Fatty
Oh,
in
mine
autumn.
also easily like signals consent. So
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Green, 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 green. Next time you see a traffic light, you're gonna.
consent. Sorry.
Did we just make consent a laughing matter?
No.
It's
no. It's important. No means no.
Agreed.
Red means red. Red means no.
Okay. Whew.
Okay, so those may have been descriptions of Pokemon, but today we're discussing two human characters of Pokemon that may be an enigma in the Pokemon TV universe. Delia Ketchum is the main character's mom.
Ass Ketchup?
Ass Ketchup's mom. Mrs. Ass Ketchup.
I want that little business card. Yes, I'm Mrs. Ass Ketchup. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But,
Esquire.
So, did I do a good enough job on describing these characters to you in the description? And also I have this little cheat sheet that I gave both of them to use beforehand.
Need help.
So basically, like...
So this is really random, but can I cycle back?
Sure.
Does Professor Oak really write poetry?
Yes.
Oh.
And he reads it out on TV.
Is it alliterative or rhyming?
More
Is it freeform?
More alliterative.
That's good.
I think in the anime it's more haiku.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow, he sounds really romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like famous world over.
I've heard that
Which is
he's
pretty
also just a jerk to Ash, though. Is that true? I have no idea if that's true. I've just heard that.
Define jerk. I'd say he's kind of indifferent at first, but then I would say he like grows to care for him.
Oh, okay.
At least what we see. Because at first, I mean, like the premise of the first episode is that, you know, Professor Oak gives out quote unquote starter Pokemon to like upcoming trainers, and Ash shows up late, so there are no Pokemon to give out except for a very wild Pikachu that Professor Oak has, and Ash convinces him to give it to him, and Professor Oak is basically like, okay, fine, take it.
So
kind of.
really indifferent, and eventually learns to care for him.
Yeah, basically becomes
Sounds like a father figure.
like a mentor almost. Yeah.
Wow.
Kidding.
I mean, that's something we can discuss.
So, where do you want to take us with this, Logan?
Well, I thought we could possibly talk about each character individually and then their relationship, kind of quote unquote as a character.
Sure.
Or, I mean, does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
It's good to me. I mean, I think that's the best place to start.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to start with Professor Oak, since he's
Sure.
kind of, we know more about him,
Sure.
I would say. And he's given more personality in the show, I would say.
And then from him, we can then model what we think would be a good pairing within Ash's mom. Or not a good pairing.
May or may not have been a good choice of words when you said within.
Oh
But
my
I mean,
God, Logan.
I mean, Riley, stop looking at me like that.
Oh my god.
So, anyway, Professor Oak is basically what we would know as a zoologist. He studies Pokemon, but he's also kind of like a Neil deGrasse Tyson character, where not only does he study science, but he also has a good TV and radio personality. He's appeared on some radio shows. He's well known the world over.
He has a brand of chicken nuggets based off of his family name?
Is that really related?
I have no
Neil
idea.
deGrasse Tyson Chicken Nuggets? That'd
You think
be
I would
amazing
know that? I
if
have
it
no
were
idea
true.
that's true.
Starting rumors.
Maybe they're related in some way. I don't know.
Oak bars.
I want to
bars.
have Professor Oak.
Klondike bars.
Oak bars.
He actually broke away from his family's like production line of whatever they do, like whatever food they make, and went off to become.
Shut
a
up, Mom. I'm gonna
zoologist.
go college.
I'm gonna go become a zoologist.
Pokeologist.
Pokerologist.
Pokerology?
Poke urology.
That's not what that is, Mom.
But basically all we know about his family is that his grandson is Ash's rival Gary, who is super annoying.
Gary.
Frickin' Gary.
Gary.
This is the guy who on a signpost wrote, "Gary was here, Ash is a loser." I'm not kidding.
Not original, still annoying.
It's freaking hilarious. But so that's pretty much the only family we see. We don't see like who his wife is, or even who like his son or daughter is. That's the only family we see of him. We do see him as a child, though. Fun fact,
Really?
because in a complicated storyline in the fourth movie, Ash and his friends go back in time where they meet a young Professor Oak, who is a trainer in his own right, and he's also kind of more an artist, actually. He draws Pokemon a lot.
So he's got like an artsy side.
Yeah, he does have an artsy side.
He does sound like a kind of a hopeless romantic, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Poetry and
does.
art, and
He really does.
but he's like smart. He's just like a scientist.
He's kind of like a Leonardo da Vinci kind of,
Yeah.
but not as
Does he?
eclectic.
What is his Da Vinci Code?
What do you mean?
And so if Leonardo da Vinci has the Da Vinci Code, this like secret text of like within this universe, then what is Professor Oak's secret text of like mysteries and?
Maybe it's in the secret code of the Pokédex.
He created the unknown. And Logan like recoiled back.
Wait, what is?
I don't even know what that means.
What is the? Do you remember the backstory of the unknown? Because I
It
don't.
changes in every game.
'Cause I don't. Did we have like a where the unknown came from story?
I feel like every Pokédex entry that I've read is always just like they're mystical. We don't know what they are.
What is the unknown?
They're like letters.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like hieroglyph
that,
Pokemon. Yeah. They're a very interesting concept.
It's not
Very
known
mysterious.
Which unknown can be found in many different shapes that resemble ancient writing. It's not known which came first. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
So in the third movie, the unknown basically create an Entei that kind of takes over this little girl's mind.
Whoa.
It's actually surprisingly
Jeez.
dark when you go into like the psychological part of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, is that a route we want to take? That he has some dark story where he created what if he was one of the people who created Mewtwo? What if that's a dark
Tyler's looking
story?
at you like, what's
Okay.
Mewtwo?
So
I know what Mewtwo looks like. I have no idea. I didn't know that Mewtwo was created.
yeah, so Mew
Yeah.
1 is it was basically the quote unquote god Pokemon before Arceus existed in
Okay.
the canon universe.
So now, okay, sorry.
and then
this
they
is really
tried to
random,
clone it.
But now that Arceus exists, what is Mew?
I don't know, just some legendary powerful Pokemon. It'd probably be like the equivalent of
Jesus and God?
no, it would probably be the equivalent of like
Buddha and God. Mohammed, Buddha, and God.
God.
All walk into a bar.
We're
All walk
getting,
into a Pokédex.
we're getting into some
Maybe
really dangerous
yeah,
territory.
there it was.
Yeah, okay. Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Mega Mewtwo.
Oh, we just passed Mewtwo's birthday, by the way. I think it was like February 7th. So
Is it
happy birthday, Mewtwo. Yeah, when it was created.
Oh.
Yeah.
Scientists created Mewtwo by manipulating its genes. If only they could give it a sense of compassion. ...
Rip.
So, yeah, do we want to give Professor Oak that kind of thing where he created some monster in his past? Or do we want to do more human aspects that you guys would be more able to relate to?
What if, let's go super, so I've heard the rumors that Mr. Mime is actually Ash's dad.
That is one theory, yes.
Right. What if Mr. Mime was created by Professor Oak, and Professor Oak, and Mr. Mime is Ash's dad, but because Mr. Mime can't, like, functionally be Ash's dad, Professor Oak takes on, a Professor Snape role of in the background guiding Ash through different events in his life to lead him toward being a more self-realized person.
Well, see, he kind of does that.
Don't know anything about Pokemon? Let me just lay that bombshell on you.
Well, see, because in the show, though, he acts like a real mentor. Like, he doesn't act like Snape. He actually, like, gives, like, real advice to him.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
You're like, you can't ride your bike here.
That's in the game, but yeah, true. But, well, actually, one idea I had, which was kind of more of a darker side,
Okay.
is since there has been some controversy with the fact that throughout, like, 16, 17 seasons, Ash has yet to be good at what he does, good at battling, good at being a Pokemon trainer. So what about my theory that I just thought of like a couple days ago is what if Professor Oak has been kind of sabotaging Ash's attempts to be good from the very beginning, which is why he gave him Pikachu, because that is the debatably least powerful one of the Kanto starters.
Okay, why though? Like, why would he be doing that?
The reason I wrote on my little paper here is so that Ash stays away so that Professor Oak has more time with his mom.
Yep, that's it.
Let's see. The reason I have here written in bold is
That's Like
More time alone
that's
with
not
mom.
That's not even a theory. That's what it is. Like that is why. But how did the two of them meet up? Like why did they get together?
Professor Oak and Ash's mom?
Yeah.
I think Pallet Town, which is where they come from, is a fairly small town.
Okay.
So I think...
Like everybody knows everybody.
I think so, and also they're the only two named characters from there.
So they're the only ones with real personality.
No, so
Yeah.
it's easy to find each other in the phone book. Because there's only 2 names
Yeah.
in the phone book.
Everyone else is just
So
Townsperson 1.
citizen number 1.
are they together?
I think
No.
the
Not
first,
officially.
Not officially.
Not
I think the first step of this character would be decide are they officially or unofficially together
Yeah.
in the new canon.
I think that they should be officially, secretly together.
Like
personally.
That's
like
kind of what I was
Scarlet
thinking,
Letter
too.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. I haven't read the book.
I haven't either.
I haven't either.
Uncultured.
Yes.
We
No.
are uncultured yokels.
It wasn't assigned to us in school. Scarlet Pimpernel was, but not Scarlet Letter.
Sink me.
Sink me!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so secretly, unofficially together. First step.
So are they like in a happy relationship? Do you think? Are they in a friends with benefits
Let's
situation?
talk a little bit more.
I think they're in
before we get into that.
Okay.
a fight and have sex relationship. Angry
Before-
makeup sex.
Before we decide on that, can we talk a little bit more about Ash's mom as a character?
Okay,
An
yes.
individual character.
Yes.
What, Riley?
I
What?
didn't know if she can get angry enough for the angry makeup sex.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Well, to be honest, we see her as like exuberantly happy all of the time, most of the time. And to be honest,
Now we know why.
No, it didn't. I'm grossed out.
well, to be honest, we don't really see much of her personality. Like her personality is basically mom. She cooks, she cleans, she cares for her son. That's basically
Yeah,
all
we
we
need to
see.
mix some things up.
I
I'm
would
thinking
love to add more to that.
part of the secrecy is, and this is why maybe this is why Professor Oak is sabotaging Ash to keep him away, is because
Mm-hmm.
on the side of like doing his job and also like being in a relationship with Ash's mom,
Mm-hmm.
he is actually like training her how to be like the ultimate Pokemon trainer of all time. But he doesn't, he knows that there cannot be a conflict between Ash and his mom because that would destroy potentially their relationship. So he has to keep Ash off out doing things while he and Ash's mom are not only in a relationship together, but working together on the side.
What if Ash's mom is the Mother Earth Pokemon?
The Mother Earth Pokemon?
I don't know.
Is there a Mother Earth Pokemon?
I don't know. Like the goddess Pokemon.
What if she is the mother of all Pokemon?
The female Arceus Pokemon?
Yeah.
What if she is God?
Yeah.
And that's why Professor Oak is drawn to her.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking like, what if Professor Oak or Ash's mom were a Mew?
Oh my god.
I think that would be kind of interesting to me because Mew can also transform
Into what?
anything.
It's like shape-shifting anything?
Yeah, it's like a Ditto, but
But better.
yeah.
What if Ash's mom is a Ditto and Professor Oak is a Mew? Which makes Ash a Mew Ditto.
But what if, since there are theories that Ditto, since it's the same color as a Mew and has the same move as a Mew, is since Ditto is just a failed clone of Mew. So what if Professor Oak, as a Mew, accidentally created Ditto as a failed clone of himself as Ash's mom?
And
Is
there's
this
a
complicated
relationship?
enough? Yeah.
So-
It's one of those Frankenstein
Wait,
and his monster
really quick.
relationships.
I don't believe it. Show me Ash's egg. I want to see Ash's egg.
Can I circle back
I don't know
around?
how it got there, but it's there anyway.
Can I circle back around to Professor Oak fucking himself? Because that's what I just heard you say.
Fucking an uglier version of himself.
Okay. Now,
I mean-
I didn't know this. I'm just looking at your book here
Yeah.
about Pokemon that says that Mew cells, which Professor Oak, if he's a Mew, within Mew cells rests the entirety of the Pokemon genetic code.
Yep.
So if that's the case, then
He was Adam.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it would be a God and Adam situation.
So-
okay.
Or an
So
Adam and
that
Eve.
And Adam and Eve, if Ditto is created from Mew, then and Ditto is Ash's mom, then we literally have an Adam and Eve situation.
But I feel like
And then Gary and Ash are
clones of each other.
yes, and they're also Cain and Abel.
But which one is
Logan's eyes just got so wide.
because Gary stops being a trainer at some point.
I think I might be able to help answer that in a way, because I'm tracking enough with this conversation.
Biblical allegory!
To be able to answer that, we have to first acknowledge that if Ditto and Mew are Oak and Ash's mom, that means that Ash and Gary are both also Pokemon. Like, they
True.
have...
Which is why they don't age.
That would also mean that we would have to establish that Professor Oak is Ash's dad.
Yes. Oh, which I'm fine with that.
And Gary is Professor Oak's grandson, so that would
those are
make the
just
relationship a
titles
little bit.
because it's all about, like, the genetic transference of the Pokemon genetic code.
They wouldn't be able to breed, though, would they, if they're clones of each other?
Yeah.
Unless Arceus changed the
What if-
genetic code slightly so that
What
they
if
could...
Arceus took Mew and created Ditto? That really gets into the whole Adam and Eve thing.
Is there Pokemon theology?
Now there is.
I mean, Arceus is considered God, so... Have you seen the 12th movie?
No.
They consider it God. They worship Arceus.
Can you catch God?
Yes.
Wait.
Totally can.
Does Ash worship Arceus?
No.
Okay, then that
I
doesn't
think he
really
just
fit.
views it as another Pokemon.
Then it really doesn't fit that Professor Oak and Ash's mom are Pokemon themselves.
Yeah.
So,
At
We're
least both
making
of
up
them
our
are.
own canon.
yeah, but internal consistency is important.
When has it ever been important?
See, I kind of like the Greek mythology angle
Yeah.
where, like, one of them is Mew, or, like, one of them is Arceus, and one of them is just a regular human.
I feel like
Don't know
of
which
the
one.
two of them, Ash's mom would be more like me.
I agree.
Yeah.
She's just like happy and
And we
True.
don't know enough. Like, she's
Yeah.
mysterious. And we know a little bit more about Professor Oak, and we already kind of have established more of a backstory just in talking here about Professor Oak. So that makes more sense. I agree that it would be Professor Oak is fucking Mew, and that results... Wait, but does that mean that Ash is Professor Oak and Ash's mom's son, or something else?
I don't know, because there are a lot of theories of who Ash's dad is, because in the show, we don't know who his father is. All we get is that he was a Pokemon trainer, and he is off somewhere on a journey.
Okay. What
that's
if...
all we know.
conveniently vague.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if his journey is secretly training his son by being a zoologist?
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's literally exactly what I was thinking. And what if actually...
What if Ash's dad is
secret-
Gary?
Shut up, Riley. Shut up. What if it's Professor Oak?
Freaking Gary.
What if Professor Oak is Ash's dad, but Ash's mom is not actually Ash's mom? That's the person that actually doesn't belong, because that's Mew.
So who is Ash's mom?
She died early, and you took over carrying him.
But who?
No.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it was someone who looked like Ash's mom, but then Mew assumed her form in order to care for. Ooh. Okay. Alternate question.
Okay.
In the third movie, Ash's mom is kidnapped by the Unknown and by the Entei that Unknown created.
Okay.
And taken to this weird ice castle thing that this little girl has created from her mind.
Okay.
Which is kind of really creepy. What if, at that point, Ash's mom is killed, and at that point, either the Unknown or Mew gets involved and creates another version
I approve
of
this
Ash's
canon.
mom?
I personally approve this canon.
I'd like Mew to be more involved than the Unknown. Because the Unknown are weird.
No, I
They
think
are
it should
really
be
weird.
Mew. Yeah. But
And they have a limited range, too, and they were defeated at the end, so...
That's weird.
Or
'cause
were they? No.
I don't know. They're not
Arceus
necessarily evil.
sends Mew to take over Ash's mom's place.
Are the Unknown evil?
Are they chaotic evil?
Stop it with your D&D references.
It's debatable. Basically, they latch onto this one little girl's desires, and since she's like kind of selfish, and since she basically wants to hang out with her parents all day long, and she doesn't want anybody else interfering, they kind of protect her, and she kind of latches onto Entei as a father and Ash's mom as a mom, and so like Ash is trying to rescue his mom, obviously, and so but the Unknown are like creating random images, random things to keep him away.
Otherwise known as random
Hallucinations, but they're not hallucinations because they're like real, they're like physical.
Right.
But yeah.
No, but I like this canon. I like the idea that Ash's mom was a person, and Professor Oak and Ash's mom, Ash is their kid, but Ash's mom is no longer Ash's mom. Ash's mom is now Mew.
Okay. Does Professor Oak know this?
I think that
He's more
at some
interested
point
now.
when it's later, agreed, but also sometime later, might know at a convenient point in the canon, Arceus would show Professor Oak that was the case.
I think Professor Oak should know.
Like,
Because
early on?
He knew, Ash's mom, and Mew, while a good imitator, is probably not perfect.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah. Whereas Ash may not necessarily know because he hasn't spent much time at home.
Right. And that's probably because
And why?
Professor Oak is trying to protect
Keep
him
him
from
away.
this information.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's not sinister.
So-
It's him being a dad. It's him trying to protect his son.
But what would his initial inclination be? Because this doesn't happen until like the third season.
So why would he send him away initially?
Yeah.
Are you asking why sometimes it takes
like-
a father figure to get close to their son after 3 years?
No, I'm saying like why it does.
Oh my god!
But does Professor Oak still want Ash to go away because he still wants either to train or to do things with Ash's mom while Ash is away?
When I was quite little, I watched like the first 10 minutes of the first Pokemon movie. And Ash had a lot of growing up that he needed to do.
Oh, well, for sure.
So
He's
maybe
not a
that's
smart
what
kid.
Professor Oak saw. And was like, all right, you go grow up.
True. And I mean, Ash did want to become a Pokemon trainer.
Right.
I mean, he desperately wanted.
Like, he has his own ambition.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
he's
it's
telling
not
him
like
to
he
follow his dreams.
Yeah.
How many of our dads actually want us to follow our dreams?
Oh, God.
To literally go travel the world and basically never come back.
Well, not never come back, but like, if
Come
that's
back for
what
a
you
couple
want
days.
to go pursue your dreams, then
Yeah.
go do that. And then after that third season event with Mew and Ash's mom and the unknown, then it's much more like his motivation changes, but his actions don't necessarily change that much.
What if Professor Oak doesn't know that Ash is his son until like the third movie point, or until at some
And that
point
is what Ash's mom reveals to him in her dying breath.
There you go. And then that's why he's so indifferent to Ash at the beginning.
Because he doesn't know. He's
But
just
then
a
he
kid.
learns like, "Hey, sport, how you doing?"
Hey, bud.
But like, because later on in the series, they will like have phone calls, and those will be like regularly shown, and they don't really fulfill any plot purpose necessarily.
Making a lot of sense.
So,
a lot of sense.
Yeah. And oftentimes during those phone calls, Professor Oak and Ash's mom will be in the same room for whatever reason.
Probably because Mew is a Pokemon and needs to be near his, like, what's the term of the relationship between the Pokemon trainer and the Pokemon? Is there a term for that relationship?
I wouldn't call Mew
Slave
a Pokemon
trade? I
that
don't
needs
know.
a trainer.
Right.
Because Mew is definitely sentient. But like Professor Oak is like caring for it
Right.
in a way that one does.
Caring for it. That's
Yeah,
the term.
there you go. But also having a relationship with it? Is that the
Obviously.
question?
That's not a question, right, Logan? That's not a question.
Bestiality.
I think he probably is
Pokemon.
studying it. Because he's probably confused why it wants to be Ash's mom so bad.
Quotation
True.
marks. Studying it.
And especially,
Oh my god.
well, especially since it's taken the form of his former lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How weird would that be?
yeah.
Yeah, that would be really
It's like, not only do I have a son with this one lady I met on a hot
Who's not
night.
dead.
On a high,
Yeah, who's now dead.
No.
But now there's this shadow being.
Who's taken her form.
Who's taken her form and is hanging out in the house next door.
Man, Professor Oak would be messed up.
And I mean, nice enough person. She makes good pie.
I mean, when you've got the genetic code of all the Pokemon in your person, you
probably be a good
know
cook.
how to make a good pie.
Yeah.
Is there a cooking Pokemon?
Probably.
There's a cotton candy Pokemon.
That's good enough.
Close enough.
Pass.
Where does Mr. Mime stand in all this?
He's the distraction to everyone else from the actual reality of what's happening.
Okay. He's kind of like the dog that is at the, like, a new dog that somebody gets, where, like, everybody stares at the dog rather than at the people.
Exactly.
Okay.
But in the sense of a
Mine.
relationship, not just like, oh, cute dog.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What other questions do you
Or
have,
maybe,
William?
really quick, maybe someone actually did catch Mew, aka Ash's mom, and Mr. Mime getting a little bit too intimate because they're both Pokemon.
I don't think Mew mates.
I have no idea. I'm just making this stuff up.
So Professor Oak and Mew are not doing anything. Or are they?
I don't think they are.
No, Ash's mom and Professor
Purely
Oak
platonic.
were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ash's mom
But-
and Professor Oak were, but not Ash's mom and Mew Ash's mom.
Okay. Okay.
Thus the confusion.
I get it now. I get it. What other questions did I have that could be asked now? So what about the Mew then? Do we want to add any other like personality traits besides, happy mom character? Because
I really don't know.
Mew, when it's shown in the show, is very curious, very playful, very naive.
I think why not? Like, that would make sense. If you're a Pokemon that has all the genetic code of every single other Pokemon, it makes sense to have some kind of parent instinct in you. And if you're a curious Pokemon that wants to know what that's like...
Right. Maybe at this point less naive than it once was because it was there and witnessed the death of Ash's mom.
And it saw the sadness and wanted to restore the happiness, so it just became.
Yep.
What if it is stuck in Ash's mom's form?
I think that, I was assuming that. Sorry. I think that should be
And
the
just
case.
can't transform into anything else.
Which basically functionally means that it is Ash's mom.
Yep, pretty much.
Which is why Professor Oak would probably be interested, not only studying it because it's Mew, but studying it because why is it stuck?
Yeah. And freeing it, possibly.
Especially
And freeing it would help him move on.
But would it? Because then he builds this relationship with this Mew, who's obviously sentient and obviously has a personality in its own right. So does he want to
Pursue that?
Does he want to help it move on, basically?
Right.
Yeah, that would mess me up.
Yeah.
Like, just thinking about, like, my wife. Like, if something took the form of my wife but wasn't my wife, would I treat it differently?
Well, I mean,
Like, you know, because it would probably act differently than my wife, but it looked like my wife. And I love my wife. But what I want, would mess me up.
You'd probably need someone else to start getting close to and latching onto. Not necessarily like in the same relationship kind of way, but I mean, maybe that's why Professor Oak and Ash become closer, is because over time he needs someone else that he can be closer to because he has lost that.
This started as a Valentine's episode and got really sad. Well, with the last few minutes, how did Professor Oak and Ash's original mom meet?
That's a good question.
College.
More romantic. No.
In the third movie, again, referencing this again, Ash's mom was one of Professor Oak's students.
Ooh, yeah. All right.
I said college,
Yeah.
but not college, just school. Different kind of school.
I don't know what kind of schools they have in Pokemon. It's really
Pokemon
weird.
college.
Pokemon Academy, school, university,
That thing.
training,
The training
education.
academy.
I think he got done with one of his classes. He decided he wanted to go out to the pond to paint some Magikarp.
Because he's artistic.
Write a poem or two.
Yeah.
And she was in the quad, saw her dreamy professor from afar, and was like, hey, wanna paint me like one of your French Magikarps sometime?
Oh my god.
And then he was like, no, I don't know.
You can't ride your bike in here.
That's how they meet, right? To ride a bike.
Hey, you can't ride your bike in here.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Professor.
Looks like you'll have to walk me home. Smooth as fuck.
Well, all right. It's been so long I haven't done a Professor Oak voice. Yeah. Are you a boy or a girl? That's what he asked at the beginning of the game.
I think that'd be
Yeah, I know.
cute if they,
Yeah.
met in college.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a teacher or professor.
I mean, if
It's
you...
a little risque. This is a little bit intriguing to their romance.
You only need a master's, really, to, teach at an adjunct level. So, if you
But
stay
he also
in school...
he also has a grandson, though. It's been established.
Take it out. Cut it out. Don't want it. Get it out of the
What if
canon.
Gary is his real son?
What if Gary is
And then-
a clone of Ash?
You're cycling back to that theory?
What if Gary is just Ditto messing with Ash?
Gary doesn't exist. Oh my goodness. That'd be crazy.
Gary
though.
is just a rogue Ditto.
A Ditto who's taken enough shit in its life and it's done. That happy face on its body, not anymore.
A more advanced Mr. Mime.
a jinx.
Ooh.
Or it's literally
Jinx,
just some
jinx.
stupid kid named Gary. And that's it. Not grandson of anybody, just some dumb
Just some
kid.
other kid.
Just some
But I mean,
stupid kid.
he's a good trainer. Like, he's really good at what he does. He's just a douchebag who's a really annoying voice.
You know who'd be a good trainer? Ditto. I'm kidding, no, he wouldn't.
Transform it. I mean, once it transforms into another Pokemon, it also learns all its moves.
Oh, well, then actually.
So, there you go.
Gary equals Ditto.
He learned annoying.
But Gary's not all powerful, though, because Ash does eventually beat him. Spoilers. At the end of the 5th season.
Have you seen Ditto? It's not that hard. That speaks more to Ash's lack of abilities than anything.
I mean, yeah. So, wait, so we're still saying Okay, start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning.
Of the Delia Ketchum and Professor Samuel Oak timeline.
Teacher-student relationship.
Teacher-student relationship.
Cute. Awkward. Sexy.
They get together, but they're...
Hey, that's my dating profile.
But they don't necessarily form a, like, true, full-on boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. They just hook up, casual. Like, once or twice.
3 times.
A hot night in Miami.
7 times.
One hot night in Pallet Town.
One hot night in Vermilion City.
Sure.
What's
out that people in the phone book.
City?
What's the town that's really creepy that made people kill
Lavender
themselves?
Town?
Yeah.
What?
There was like a whole like.
Yeah. What does that have to do with it?
I don't know.
Okay, and then years later, they meet back up. Delia Ketchum now has a son. Professor Oak does not? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Professor Oak does not know that Ash is his son. Doesn't even think it.
It's like, oh, cool.
Delia
this
keeps
former
this
student
away from him, and they start to see each other again on the side.
Ash goes on his journey.
Yeah. Then they start getting close again after Ash leaves to go discover himself out in the world. And then come season 3, and shit goes down. Ash's mom is killed. Mew is present and sees
in
this.
all things.
Obviously.
There's always a Mew present.
And
Ash's mom reveals to Professor Oak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ash is your son.
He's your son, Forrest.
No, he can't be.
And Mew takes on.
It was 99% effective.
Mew takes on the form of Delia Ketchum. That whole relationship of sorts
is
starts.
Weird.
And it's weird and awkward.
Just
thus
shows up.
Resulting in Professor Oak needing someone else to be close to, resulting in Oak and Ash getting closer.
I'm just imagining a naive Mew as Delia Ketchum showing up naked at Professor Oak's door after Professor Oak knows that she has died. Like, holy shit, what is this?
I'm not mad, but confused. What's scary?
I would say he's like Professor Oak's regular son with, I would say...
Grandson or son?
I would say just son.
Okay.
We changed that canon.
Okay.
With a wife that has since died, I would say.
Yeah, passed away.
Yeah.
That would make the impetus for him like meeting up again with Delia Ketchum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Exactly.
He's lonely.
And it would also,
lonely.
that would also really further just like grind him down, hurt Delia Ketchum's death. That would. Because that would be 2 people that he's lost that would be close to him.
But also, like, having this new friendship with Mew, gets him back into his artwork and his poetry and gives him a new, lust for life.
Yep.
And so...
#deep.
Yeah. I like
really
this.
Like, just on a, purely new series level, I would watch that. Like, how do you, as a person, deal with...
that kind of loss.
I mean, well, like I said, I'm just still, like, racking my brain with... Because this person is not the person you knew.
Right. But they look
exactly like them. And then they act completely different.
They're not completely different.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, like, some traits, like goodness and, like, kindness... Compassion would be the same. But there's, like, quirks. Like, again, naive. Like, I don't know how to turn, like, a stove on. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Like, stuff that you grew to know.
Because Mr. Mime eventually does, like, all the housework.
Yeah.
So maybe, like, Delia is not good at it. Or the Mew is not good at it.
Mew's not good at it.
Right.
And so just, like, dealing with, I was attracted to this person. This is not the same person. I just need to be friends with them. But they remind me of this person that I lost. Is like, that would be complex and hard and difficult. And I would want to know how he would do that.
Can we have...
I have more respect for him.
A movie that's just about Professor Oak's life and it details all of this?
I would love that.
That would be awesome.
Dude, if Pokemon literally came out with a, like, even like a half-hour special or something, that's just like a little biography
45-minute movie.
Professor Oak. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
So,
even if it didn't include this, but...
Who created Pokemon?
Satoshi Tajiri.
So hit us up.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Hey, Pokemon USA. No, you became the Pokemon Company International. Don't mind the old company name.
Hey, that just shows that you know what you're talking about.
I've been following you for a while.
Hit us up.
Used to be owned by 4Kids, then you went over to Pusa,
Oh,
and then TPCI. Pokemon USA.
so I'm liking what we've got. Do you have any other questions? Do we need to give them more personality, skills? I don't know.
You
I want
know,
Professor Oak to have had a mustache in college.
Agreed.
Okay,
As
I like that.
a professor.
as a
when he was
professor,
younger.
of course.
A really, really thick caterpillar
Yeah.
mustache.
Yeah.
When he was young, when they first met.
Oh,
He had-
frick, yes.
And Ash's mom has pigtails.
Oh.
Like Pippi Longstocking pigtails.
Oh, God, no.
She actually legitimately does though.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
In the one like picture we see.
Not sure I like that.
It makes it worse.
Yeah, me too.
What if what if
Looks
she's like
too much like Mr. Mime.
what if she's like super goth in college?
I don't know. I don't think that fits with her personality that we see
True.
later on, based on what you've said.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
more
yes.
like hippie sundress person
Yeah,
in college.
I could see that.
Yeah, smoking out of weed.
Yeah. Dang.
That devil's vile plume.
You want to smoke some of that nectar?
Yeah.
THC oil?
And that sweet nectar. Want to smoke some of that needle arm? Some of that razor leaf.
5 gallons of milk.
I have 5 gallons of milk.
Exclamation point.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
I like that. And that definitely opens the door for a lot of interesting interactions and complications and development of both of their characters, I feel like.
I've never seen any full Pokemon movie, TV show episode, anything.
Right.
Never played any of the games. But if they came out with like a short or a movie based on Professor Oak as the primary protagonist, that's really redundant to say that, as the protagonist,
As the primary
as the
protagonist.
primary protagonist, I would watch that. Based on this, I would watch
Oh,
that.
yeah. It'd be
Absolutely.
really interesting.
It'd be
If-
so interesting.
Because, I mean, based on the anime, like, he's probably dealt with loss in his life. We don't see a wife.
And here's that loss.
Yeah,
Or at least
there
here's
you go.
some of that loss, maybe. Maybe there's more.
Maybe his wife was also a Mew. I don't know. Whoa.
His first one.
Maybe Gary and Ash were twins. They got separated at birth.
Maybe.
I like that idea, actually.
Well,
So there you go.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add? We're kind of getting to the end here, but
Along with the mustache,
intense.
when he was a professor in his earlier years, I also want him to have a man bun. Man bun and a huge mustache.
oh my god, yes.
of course.
I wanted to ride a motorcycle to work.
Yes. But it's
And then
like,
he gets in an accident, and that's why you can't ride your bike anywhere.
There you go. That's it right there.
and now we have solved that mystery.
Yeah.
There we go. You heard it here first,
Right,
ladies.
oh
You heard it here first.
You can't ride your bike, because I can't
Oh, God.
anymore.
Not anymore. Not after my license was taken away. 25 years ago. I will always remember that day.
That's the day I met your mother, Ash.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clefairy
So,
crossing the road.
you know, listener that suggested that we do this, great
Imagine this.
suggestion.
Clefairy.
And then her egg cracked.
No idea what you're talking about.
And she fainted. Couldn't
Clefairy.
recover.
Yeah, they fainted. We're not doing a Nuzlocke here. They don't die.
But Ash's mom did.
Yeah, that's true. People can die.
Yeah.
Not Pokemon.
Yeah.
Not in the show.
That's why Mew is eternal.
Yeah, it's true.
Ash's mom is now eternal.
Yep.
What do you think,
I-
Logan? Are you happy?
I like it.
I'm
I feel
hoping-
like we could go on for a long time discussing like who Professor Oak's wife was.
Yeah.
But
His
like,
first wife and
there could be a lot of possible. This is like we've created almost a Game of Thrones style like open-ended stuff here.
I mean that's basically what
But-
our job is.
I mean, pretty much.
That's what we do.
Turn anything into Game of Thrones.
This
That's
is
what
not
we
a
do.
Game of Thrones podcast. Hashtag not spawn.
Put it on a business card. We turn anything into Game of Thrones.
No, that is false.
If you add enough incest.
Oh God.
We don't even have bestiality in ours anymore.
We did it first.
Yeah, maybe. What are you doing to that nose pass?
I was purposefully ignoring you.
That choke and that nose pass are getting. Oh.
Yeah, you can choke me.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
So yeah, listener that suggested that we tackle Delay Ketchum and Professor Oak.
Tackle, because tackle is a Pokemon move.
I hope that we
We
have
volt tackled them.
fulfilled all of your hopes and dreams.
Ba-dum-dum.
But up.
Do we have anything
So, yeah.
else to add? Why are you touching me with your foot?
Well, I'd like to say that we at Popular Apocrypha would like to thank Audible for sponsoring this episode. You can get a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial by using our code at audibletrial.com/popapoc. I'd like to recommend the book Blood, Sweat, and Pixels by Jason Schreier, narrated by Ray Chase. It tackles, maybe Volt tackles, both the technical and the more general stories of how many video games are made, especially recently, such games as Stardew Valley and the Destiny franchise. It's a very good book, giving insight into the world of video games that just the regular player might not be privy to. Maybe some aspects that are present in Pokemon. So, again, you can listen to this audiobook for free and get a free 30-day trial by going to audibletrial.com/popapoc. Again, that's audibletrial.com/popapoc. This has been Valentine's Day special.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? You think we've created a relationship that can stand the ages?
Oh, I think we've created so many relationships.
Are you feeling the love in the air tonight?
Honestly, with our canon that we've set up today,
Love disc in the air?
I feel like the most powerful relationship going forward in the potential Pokemon canon is Professor Oak and Ash's relationship.
That's true.
So
Because
deep.
is
deep.
is Ash going to learn about his mom's fate?
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week
Ass ketchup.
when we discuss Ash Ketchup's fate. Is he good on hamburgers? You don't know.
So yeah, let us know what you think. As always, you can contact us on our website. Please do. We appreciate it. Like, you don't even know how much we appreciate it. You really don't.
Oh yeah, it's literally like Christmas.
It really is.
Every time
Yes.
we get a comment.
Every time.
Any comment.
We message each other and say, hey, we got a comment.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I literally dance around my apartment. I do.
Yeah.
Around my coffee table.
Oh, don't hit your chin.
I've only done it twice.
The dancing or the hitting of the shins?
Both.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
2 for 2.
Anyway, we have actually already determined who's going to be next time's topic, next time's characters. We had actually rolled before we decided that it would be the Valentine's Day
that's
special
right.
this
That's
time.
right. Yep.
So on February 26th, I believe, which is the next time this episode will be released, we will be tackling Elmo and the Cookie Monster
Oh, yes.
from Sesame Street.
Oh, yes.
So that ought to be fun.
And maybe also their relationship.
Oh,
We'll have
maybe.
to wait and see.
Elmo loves Cookie Monster. Give me a cookie.
But we'll save that until the next one, though, right?
Tickle me, Elmo. Sorry, I'm gonna stop.
All right, so that has been Valentine's Day special about Delia Ketchum and Professor Samuel Oak.
Episode 17. That's
Episode
just crazy.
17.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. A couple reminders.
We're
before
almost
we,
legal.
Yeah, before. Yep.
Speaking of Valentine's Day.
Before Logan closes us out, just want to remind everybody to be watching on them Instagrams and Twitters and Facebooks for
And YouTube's.
posts and YouTubes for posts and stuff and
Yes.
videos from us. And be watching for some cool announcements in the next month or so. We're still working on putting together some cool stuff for you guys.
And actually, Best of the Podcasts video form is on YouTube. There's a video of Best of 1 through 8, and then 9 through 12, and then 13 through 16. So go check those out if this is your first time tuning in and you want to get caught up, or you just want to have a good laugh with us.
We reference a lot of stuff in current podcasts from
Yes.
previous podcasts. So,
We may have been doing an Irish drinking song before this started,
yes.
just
we were.
to make Tyler mad.
I did 4% better than last time. So
We're getting
I'm
better.
That's still improvement.
4% is still improvement.
Yep.
Well, Logan, anything else? Riley?
No, I can't think of anything. Pokemon reference. Do you think you've learned a lot about Pokemon from this?
I have learned quite a bit about Pokemon. Is there like a really grateful Pokemon? I mean, Ditto's face looks pretty grateful. If there were a Pokemon that would say thank you to our audience from us, what Pokemon would that be?
Love disc.
Chatot, since it can actually talk.
Well,
Wait, what?
that's-
Yeah. Or it can mimic, since it's a parrot.
Oh.
Yeah. Or Mewtwo, since it can literally talk.
Yeah, really menacingly.
well,
Thank you.
I
I do not know love.
I may not be a smart Pokemon, but I do know what love is. Just take movies and replace stuff with Mewtwo in them. Just Forrest Gump. Just with a Mewtwo in it.
And that's when I started running.
Oh my god.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Bubba said there's all different kinds of shrimp. Shrimp gumbo, shrimp stir fry, coconut shrimp.
Thanks for listening.
My milk has a sweet flavor.